What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dapple Productions, where we are hosting a special tournament tonight. It is Squid Junction 50, one of Platoon 3's many mega tournaments. Squid Junction, one of America's biggest bi-weekly tournaments. And now with the 50th edition, it's hosted a little earlier, so even us people in Europe can have a chance to compete for that $200 prize pool. Before we announce everything, I am Het, and I am joined here tonight by Spy. Spy, how are you, and how much are you looking forward to tonight's tournament?
Thank you, Pat. I'm really excited for this tournament. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I mean, I'm, as I said, really excited. These teams look fairly strong with Persistence and Arcadia. And yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think so too. I like that Squid Junction now is also accessible to European tournaments, especially the fact that it is a major. I feel like it's respectable. We have around, I believe, 48 teams that are in tonight's tournament. I saw 60. I heard it was 48 teams that checked in. So 48 teams is a good, nice amount of teams to fight. We have some big names here from this Last Resort, Parallax, Frost, Sweet Tooth, Nebula, Jackpot, Flippa, Floppa, Squidding, Good, Arcadia, Sparks. A lot of teams with some big names in this tournament, and are competing for that $200 prize pool, which, if you type !donate, you as viewer can actually up. You can make prize pool bigger and bigger. So if you want to support your favorite Platoon 3 team, this is a very good chance to do that. Give them that little bit of extra motivation to start playing. We're going to start tonight's tournament off with Persistence versus Arcadia. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very fun set, starting it off on Splat Zones, Flounder Heights. Next up will be Tower Control on MakoMart, and if there will be a tiebreaker, it will be Clamblitz on Museum del Foncino. But of course, let's start off with Splat Zones on Flounder Heights, one of the few Splat Zones map in this game where you actually have to push high ground on two very small zones. What do you think of that?
I mean, this map mode is kind of hated, or this map is hated generally by a lot of people, but I don't understand why I actually love it so much. Of course, it's kind of easy to lock the other team out, but you can kind of counter it, and I definitely say it's one of the better maps in the game right now. As well as just, I feel like we might have like a similar case with Dipshape Cargo Co. releasing soon in the Drizzle Season 2023. But yeah, we have really neutral opening right now. I mean, both teams seem to be just kind of neutralized. They're kind of going at each other's heads. They're already really aggressive. We see it's just a wipeout like directly in 30 seconds, which is obviously insane. Persistence has a really strong opening, and we're not even into the first minute. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's a very good opening indeed for Persistence, and you don't want to have a knockout on this, or a wipeout on this map super early, because that's bound to become a knockout, especially because you compete on the high run, you have to drop down from your spawn. Persistence is doing work, that ends up getting, the special shot, getting a triple splat. It is huge opening. Persistence already past the 50 mark, and Arcadia is struggling to getting out the spawn. Trysuka now released online. I also saw the ends up use a tech shooter to give the team a little bit of extra chances. Here's JJ with that inkjet and help the teammate get rid of the Lunar Blaster. 52 gal also off the field. It is not looking hot for Arcadia as they are struggling to get back in. Rain Cloud is out for Arcadia, but I doubt it's going to do much. And with 10 ticks left, they're rushing into the middle point. They have the one spot, as if they can neutralize it, but the Tuxmith is going to prevent that, as well as that split as Persistence gets a very quick 100-0 knockout on Flounder Heights. What a way to start off your tournament.
I was actually really thinking, like, at the beginning, we saw that both teams were kind of in this neutral state, but then they just kind of started, you know, getting a lot more aggressive during the entirety of the match, and we saw that a lot with Persistence players. It seems like they just ran very aggressive comp to begin with, like they had the splatter shot and everything, and the Tryzuka is just a special that is really strong right now. And that just led to Persistence kind of dictating this game and completely winning over Arcadia.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like on a map like this, you want to be aggressive because, you know, you want to defend outside of the zones, because defending inside the zones is rather difficult. There's no there's no real way to back off. You can only drop all the way down, which can cost you a little time to get back into the fight. You can drop down the middle, but there's often people flanking there if they're attacking. So I feel like the really aggressive, just push in comp and see how long we can hold their spawn is a very good approach, and I feel like that's what won them the game. Arcadia also, I feel like they were scrambling, especially past the 50 mark. They were scrambling to get the spawn together. I saw them just running in 1 by 1, kind of getting splatted quickly. That's not the way you want to start your tournament, but it is double elimination, so if they go out here, they still have a chance. But now we're going to a map which might suit Arcadia a little more, considering they had the Blue Blaster. To be tower control on MakoMart, and MakoMart, at least to me, is one of my favorite maps. It's been one of my favorites from Splatoon 2, and it still is one of the maps I love to play the most. But why do you think, Spy, this map is so beloved by so many Splatoon fans?
I mean, MakoMart in general is a map that I enjoy as well, but I do not like it on tower control. I do not know why. I'm really, really bad in this map combination. I'm really bad at defending on tower specifically. Like, I don't know, it's just not my kind of map mode. If it were like zones or clanless, I'd definitely get what you say. This map is really, really good. But not on tower control. I really don't like it on tower control.
Yeah, I agree. I think tower control is my least favorite map mode, or at least my favorite mode on this map as well. I think really for the fact that sometimes pushing is so unnecessarily difficult, especially between checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2. That part is so stupid to push, which I think it also is a good thing. Don't get me wrong, I think that is a good thing. So the defending team has a chance to stop. But at the same time, once you get through that point, it is stupid easy to go from checkpoint 2 to checkpoint 3. So I feel like the difficulty between the middle to checkpoint 1 is super easy, and then 2 to 3 is hard, and then 3 to the end is really easy. So I feel like that balance is a little off. Other than that, this map is amazing. It's literally great. I love the fact that almost anything works here, even in Splatoon 3's meta, where a lot of versatility. The map is the right amount of versatility, right amount of flanks, right amount of block heights. For stuff like that, I think this
right amount of paintable walls.
Really well. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot. The right amount of flanks is available to you, and I think that's a good thing, because when the people are fighting on the tower on the left side of the map, checkpoint 1, you can sneakily flank through the right and often get yourself the opening that you need to fight. And it's a very long flank as well, so it takes some time. It also gives the defending team a heads up, like they can notice you and get rid of you quickly, but it takes some research. So I feel like for that, it's a good map. Persistence against Arcadia. Arcadia is in a really tough spot because they just lost their first game, 100-0. If they're out, if they lose this one, they're also out of winners bracket, so they have to fight all the way through losers bracket. And I've done it one time. It's not fun. But, you know, the risk is a lot higher there, because if you're out in losers bracket, you're just out of the tournament. So Arcadia have to stop their game compared to what they showed against Persistence in the first game.
Well, what I just realized, I mean, I was kind of not talking good about this map mode, but what I like specifically is during like the first checkpoint. Once you get past that, you could just kind of combo with an inkjet and like a Slayer just on that top left plat, and it has really good combo potential for the attackers, which is honestly really hard to defend as well. Which is also why I'm not good at this map, because if my enemies drop out that combo, then I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So
you're telling me if a map is hard to defend, you're not good at it?
So, not necessarily.
So in other words, no. So not necessarily. Okay, no. Okay.
I feel like it's only the case with this and maybe Museum, but Museum is a little bit better than.
Yeah, Museum is also a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So you have more time to see stuff coming, because it just takes.
And also, I like that flank on Museum at the beginning is also very valuable for some instances, especially for me. Like I just swipe across with the brush, and I can just kind of flank the other people if they don't notice me, of course. If they do, then I can just run away into their spawn. They're just gonna like kind of hunt me, and it's gonna.
Respawn. It's like, hey, why is my spawn pink? How did that happen? I'm Team Blue. Why is my spawn pink? How did that happen? And then there's just a brush chilling,
minding their own business.
It's just existing. So, while you wait, on our last, I want to talk about a little story. So I was casting, I believe, Battling Pool 227? I don't know, something like that. And I forgot what team I was watching, but I was watching a set on Splatstone's Flounder Heights. And I saw this one guy, and they were playing Zinc Mini on this map. I was so confused when I saw Zinc Mini, because you don't see Zinc Mini often at all, right? And then to just see it pulled out on Splatstone's Flounder, I was super confused. But this guy, what happened? He got a quad in the beginning. What? And then he got a quad the second time, and he did one.
Hold on.
I was like, but how? But how?
I mean, I feel like the reason why we don't really see Zimmy or Mini in like altogether is because they're just better Splatlings out there. Like Heavy is good, Heavy Deco is good. Ballpoint is obviously in the meta right now. The Heavy Edit Splatling also looks fairly good, which will also be releasing in the Drizzle season.
Yeah, I saw that. I believe it shoots like a little faster, right? But it does less damage.
Yeah, it shoots faster, and people are speculating that there's like some kind of dash because it looks like it. I don't know if that's like anything to go by, but maybe. And I feel like Mini's just outclassed by other short-range options, and the kit doesn't really help it either. I mean, I feel like the B-Mini kit is a little bit better because it can just kind of further output its aggressive potential. But of course, Ultra Stam is not that good. I mean, it's a solid special, especially after its buffs and everything. But it still doesn't really help the problems that Mini has. And Zimmy is just, you know, the sub-weapon is not that great. It has great synergy, but the sub-weapon and the special weapons are just not in a great spot right now, especially Bubbler.
Yeah,
like, Bubbler
I
really,
agree
really
with Bubbler.
right
It's so stupid situational, and even then, it's kind of difficult. I feel like my best use out of it with Mini is to place it, and then stand behind the Bubbler. I feel like to me that has been the best use of the head for the Bubbler on the Zimmy. But without further ado, with a long wait, we finally go to our second game, Tower Control on MakoMart Persistence against Arcadia. Let's see if Arcadia has a bit of a better show compared to what they showed first in this Persistence in the orange and Arcadia in the blue. Rushing to the middle of Persistence is a little bit faster. Rushing through that middle is going to help them in that first fight. Arcadia is trying to get up the center. A little bit difficult. Nautilus doing some work here. Baiting a lot. 52 allowed to get in and claim that middle. That whole middle was orange. The second go down, it is all blue. Take that back as 3 players go down. 4 Arcadia is just Yodel alive. Opting to jump back. Lula Blaster, the only person who survived that first fight in the first few seconds. Again, Persistence did a very, very strong start and almost a full wipeout.
Yeah, that was like really, really strong opening done by Persistence. But also, I just want to like kind of give props to both of these comps. I mean, Triple Shooter is kind of interesting for Persistence, but they got the tactical output, so it's rather aggressive. And honestly, I just love seeing Nautilus on like team comp, even though I don't like playing against it. But yeah, as we are speaking, what is going on with Persistence? They're doing absolutely the work of God or something. I don't know. It seems like they're trying to back up right now, but there's an Inkjet coming up, so that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But there are 2 people down. Maybe they will back up in like a bit, but it still doesn't seem like it. The Tri-Slaughter is still really, really aggressive. The Splash just got them off, so they're still kind of stuck at that checkpoint.
Yeah, they're fighting in the middle here. Slayer in a very good spot on the 52 Gal with that wall onto the block. It's a very good defensive spot to hold the tower in position. Finally, Arcadia had some ground, find an aggressive situation, but they had the tower pushed all the way to 15 before they can score points. And that's already almost 2 minutes off the clock. There's not a whole lot of time left for Arcadia. So pushing its 3v2 scenario now in favor of Arcadia. So they can find some pushing here. No, take that back. Another player goes down for Arcadia. It's a 2-2. Everyone's slowly respawning to get another fight back into the middle. But that's going to be difficult for Arcadia to get their grounds back in. They lost a lot of players. They lost on the ground, especially lost on the special. Now they have some stuff ready. And they can use it to start pushing the tower. The Trizuka from Persistence is going to make it a lot harder. The Nautilus goes down before they even were able to use their special. There goes the Luna Blaster. Same deal. The Special Medic still has their Crab Tank and the ready. I don't know when they will use it. When Persistence is already back on the tower, gaining a lot of ground, gaining a lot of speed. Inkjet coming out, but gets shot down quickly by Arcadia, that's a good thing because we saw JJ earlier on the inkjet, and that's nasty. You don't want to have that flying around.
Oh, also that Luna Blaster just got absolutely exploded by that suction bomb, which was of course really not something that Arcadia wants. They're in a really bad situation. They have a player's disadvantage. The checkpoint seems to be going. Wait, does it? Yes, it does go further. They're still on the tower. They cannot really push back. Oh, the crab tank comes out, but it
Both
was
of them actually
not
got splattered
fast
on the
enough.
tower. I saw two little souls, so both of them got splattered on the tower, but unfortunately it was just too late. So that means Persistence has won our first in the tournament with a very nice 2-0. And more interesting, I believe that Arcadia hasn't even scored a single point in game.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, we had Flounder. At first, it was kind of neutral, but then Persistence was really aggressive.
Yeah, but they didn't score points in Flounder. They didn't control the zone, and they didn't have any points on the tower either. So that's yeah, they didn't get any points here. That's a good wipeout again. That's a very nasty wipeout. That's just the strength of Persistence. They're just so incredibly strong here. Again, Luke is going in with that ends of 1, 2, and 3. Luna unfortunately missed the direct. Actually, that would have been a huge direct. It maybe would have actually saved them the push there at the end. They were trying so hard to push in, but a toxic miss there, even the special is not that strong, can absolutely ruin you. The special has its moments, it's very situational, but it works so well in here as well. We do see Persistence on the tower, just getting rid of the first checkpoint. There's JJ with that inkjet, and that's just not a position you want to have an inkjet at because it's just so strong, especially not even doing damage, it's just painting and control of the ground here and here again as well. JJ is up there with that inkjet, putting in the work. Even getting rid of CB, getting rid of someone at top who can do damage is massive. Oh, did they actually score points? Okay, they scored 10 points. So I was wrong. And we were wrong about the fact they scored 10 whole points in game, which it's not too hot, but still here. The crab tank on the top came out a little too late. You do see actually getting both of them. With,
yeah, I feel like
it wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was like just the tower was still progressing, so that didn't really matter that much in that aspect. But it was close.
It was close. I could have potentially saved it, but then it's going to be a very difficult task to get it all the way to KO, especially against Persistence. That team is just so incredibly strong. So very good showing for Persistence. I think we will be going on a tiny little break for our next set. So grab yourselves some popcorn because we are about to have some more fire matches on on Squid Junction.
Squid Junction.